Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Every single time a new Battlegrounds meta comes out, one of the very first things I always get asked is about my deck. And this time around, instead of doing it at the beginning of the stream, or instead of showing my deck every single time in these initial streams, I will make a video on my initial deck building. Obviously, keep in mind that the individual champions in the deck will change. In most of the metas, I do adjust some champs. I take them in, I take them out. You know, I test something works out, something doesn't. Then you see other people use something, so you borrow that idea. And then somebody else starts using specific champions that you need counters, and it is adjustment. However, this will be the starting point. How my initial crit me with your best shot deck is going to look like. You can start class by class, as I pretty much always do. What I like to do is get in the first 5 classes fully, and then kind of kick some champions out. So we're going to start with, I definitely want to run Photon, because she's new. I do think she's going to be decent on offense. She can confuse some people on defense as well. If opponents are going to be running Recoil, this is going to be a great trap champion, because she switches off willpower as well. So we're going to have Hulk that we're going to try out. Silk should be quite good for sure. Titania, not too bad. 7-star Spider-Man should work decently well. I'm not super sure on how well Thing is going to do. So if we are looking at these champs, I think I'm pretty much fine. There is Joe Fixit and iHulk, which I think iHulk is going to be a solid defender, and I think Joe Fixit is a decently good attacker, but I'm going to leave them out for now. So I think these are going to be my initial 5 science champions that I go in with. Now we're going to get to the skill department. Absolutely going to be taking these first 4. So we're going to Valkyrie. Valkyrie should be one of the MVPs because she's going to crit through block. So basically get to level 2, intercept the opponent, drop a special attack in the block. Pretty much anything should die. Nick Fury, 2 full health pulls. Nice. Killmonger, 7-star rank 2. I don't think he's particularly great for this, but if you do mess up against him trying to intercept him, then that will be quite painful. Kingpin is going to be one of the most monstrous damage dealers. And Massacre is going to be amazing. And I think Korg. Now there's a question about Shang-Chi, which may or may not make it in there. And obviously a 7-star Mantis as well. I probably do have to rank 4 my Stealthy, finally. But we'll see if I end up doing that. For now, this is how it's going to look like. Here we're going to start with Storm. Havoc. Havoc is going to be an absolute MVP. I think Kitty, Pride, and Bishop are both going to be very powerful. So with Domino and OG Storm. OG Storm is going to gain prowess like crazy. Now there is a question about Toad Sauron. I think both of them could work. Perhaps Danny Moonstar. And there's the Mr. Sinister, which I do have at rank 3. I do think he can still function fine at rank 3. So I'll leave that in for now. And then we're going to move on to Cosmic class. We're going to start with Hercules, Nova, and Hulkling. Again, Hulkling, solid defender. Definitely going to be a solid attacker as well, because, you know, drop a level 2, everything crits, he's going to go nuts. Then we're going to have Nova, one of the best defenders of the meta, and Herc, decent for stalling. I think CGR is going to be quite important, because he hits that sweet spot of crits a lot, but not necessarily guaranteed. And then if we take a look, I think Adam Warlock and Hyperion both could do quite well, but I think for now, I'm going to leave them out. I'm going to start with these 4 Cosmic champions. I think Angela could be quite solid, but she's still rank 3. I'm not super sure I'm going to end up ranking her up. And in Tech class, definitely going to start with Mysterio, as he's, I think, going to be one of the best domino counters. And I'm not super sold on Nimrod. He's going to be destroyed, I think, on defense. But offensively, if I remember correctly, he did some of the champs well enough, and well, we'll see. Warlock is an absolute must-have. Omega Sentinel was quite great. I actually might swap out my Nimrod for a 7-star War Machine, because I do think 7-star War Machine might end up being a better domino counter, maybe, with his massive energy resistance, and we'll see. For now, quite happy with that. Again, there are plenty of other champions. I think Ultron could potentially shine. I think War Machine could shine. Future Ant-Man, I think, potentially could also shine. Do I try that out? We'll leave it as is. Let's visit. Oh, I have 26 champions already. So I definitely want these 3 in. My 7-star rank 2s. Chavez can always be a problem. Sasquatch, just a big chunky boy. Juggernaut, guaranteed intercepts. And one champion that I definitely have to take to rank 4 is Scarlet Witch. I'm going to see which additional champions we will employ for this meta. I do want to squeeze in Hindered. Oh, a Man-Thing has to go in for sure. Okay, we're going to kick out that. Do we kick out Mr. Sinister? OG Storm. Okay, we're going to kick out Silk or Titania. I think I have one too many mutants. I think I am going to take off. This is always the hardest part. Who to cut out. That's great, that's great, that's great. I think out of all of these, I'm going to go this for now, because I do think I have a decent amount of defenders. And definitely a Man-Thing in. And I think I want to find a place for my Mephisto and Kindred, or at the very least, one of those. So now we're looking at OG Storm. I'm not super sold on Korg in this meta. Should be decent. Who else except these guys? I think Titania, I think, should be able to do Man-Thing. Not super sure in Silk. I think Hulk can do Man-Thing. I think Massacre and Kingpin maybe will be able to do Man-Thing. I think it'll have to be... I'm going to leave it as is for now. Now, I think Kindred's going to be quite valuable, because at the end, he will be able to catch people of God. Then again, he might go down just too fast. That's going to be definitely a point of testing, and this is exactly what I mean. You never know exactly how your deck is going to look like initially. You know, I have a feeling that there aren't going to be too many good skill defenders. So I think I'm going to drop Storm, and I'm going to add in Mephisto, because I feel like Mephisto is going to put in a decent amount of work because of his Incinerates. Then I definitely need to rank up my Scarlet Witch. So I think this is more or less how my initial setup is going to look like. Again, I may or may not choose to run Recoil. I am not super sure. I'm going to start off without Recoil Masteries. But this is going to be the base of my deck. I don't think is too bad. I think I'm quite happy. I think it's relatively decently balanced. Again, there will definitely be some changes. I'm not super sold on Spider-Man. I think it should work great in theory. Let's see how it does in practice. We'll see if, rank 4 Kitty performs well enough for me. Silk is another champion that I'm definitely not super sold on because she's so new. We'll see how Titania does. But, some of these are definite must-haves. Nimrod is another one that I'm not mega sold, but I think it could be decent. This is what I'm going to start with. And again, as I said, I could replace Nimrod against a War Machine, to be honest. I think so. I know it's kind of weird, but let me know what you guys think of this initial build. But I'm going to press save and close. And I'm going to take a very quick break. Something to eat before the new meta starts. We're still starting off in C2. And yeah, I'm going to adjust my masteries, rank up my Scarlet Witch, and see you guys very, very soon. I hope you guys found this video useful. And if you're going to ask me, should show me your deck, well, this is gonna be the video that I direct you to. See you soon, guys. Bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about